Hello and welcome to another upcycling video. Today I'll be transforming my old clothes into something new, giving them a second life and proving I don't need to shop to refresh my wardrobe. Every now and then I empty my closet, take a look at what I have, see if I have something to donate or make a pile with future upcycle projects, and then put it back all again in a more organized way. Something like Amelie's parents' personality traits. The upcycle pile has been growing and it occupies a lot of physical space, but also space in my mind, because each piece was set aside with a project in mind that never happened, so now it feels like a stack of unfinished ideas waiting on me. This is what we will tackle in today's video. I have this sweatshirt, it's my boyfriend's, but he doesn't really use it because it's too tight and he doesn't love the drawing at the front, but I do, so I'm going to resize it to make it fit me instead. I will do something similar with this t-shirt. I love the color and retro vibes, but it's faded from the sun, so I only wear it around the house. If I remove the damaged part, I can use it on a daily basis. Next, my sister gave me this dress she bought from Shein. This is why it's not worth it to buy fast fashion. Even though it can be cheap, it's not really usable. This dress came unflattering and the back of the fabric is just not nice to be in touch with. I do like the color of this corduroy, so I will try to upcycle this into a nice vest with lining. We'll see how it turns out, but at least it won't end up in a landfill. Then we have another project with corduroy. I thrifted these pants a while ago because I just love corduroy for cold weather, but these ones are just too tight for me. A while ago I started to resize them, but I'm not sure this will look good because I have to add a similar fabric and I don't have any, so for this I'm not sure if I will finish what I started or if I will be turning this into winter baby pants. We have some babies coming to the family this year and this would look so cute. Okay, I'm really excited to start these projects. Please remember to subscribe and leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. It would help me a lot. Thank you! I often get comments from people who'd love to start sewing but don't know how to begin. Since I still consider myself a beginner, I don't feel confident teaching the basics just yet, but I can recommend a great class on Skillshare called Sewing Foundations Create Your Own Clothing with the designer and pattern maker Denise Byron. If you haven't heard of Skillshare, it's an online learning community with thousands of creative classes, from crafts and DIYs like tufting, crochet or embroidery to digital or traditional illustration, and even personal development or business. Lately, I've been using my subscription to improve my video skills with Simone Ferretti's class, Transform Any Room into an Epic Studio, and I can't wait to take Bernadette Banner's class on hand sewing basics next. If you'd like to learn from amazing creatives too, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I'm going to start with what I think is going to be the easier project, even though you never know, the easiest sometimes becomes the most problematic project. To make this sweatshirt fit my size, the first step is to unstitch the sleeves and waist. I will need them later. The past few years, I've been trying to spend less money on clothes, and I avoid buying anything new as much as I can. And I even decided to replace my hobby of thrifting with a hobby of upcycling and learning how to sew my own things. I swear, once you get into making your own clothes, into knowing how to sew and upcycle and look at things with a more creative eye, you just can't stop and it's much more satisfying than shopping. Once everything was unstitched, I tried the sweater on and marked the length I wanted for the sleeves and waist. Then I measured the pieces to be cut to make sure that the cut is homogeneous. And it's ready to cut. Now I can finally put everything back together with some clips and it's time to sew. Okay, I'm done, let's try it out. This is how the sweatshirt fitted me at the beginning. And here is how it fits me now. It's a great difference, and now I'll be able to wear this without looking like Boo from Monsters Inc. This was a super easy and quick project. I think it can be made in 1 hour. And now that I've learned how to resize clothes, I'm going to see with other eyes my boyfriend's clothes. Then I grabbed the Vespa t-shirt and I laid it on the table with one of my favorite crop tops to use as a guide. It needs to be cropped because it has this hole in the middle and I want to cut it from here. I was planning to seam the edges, but I'm scared it will end up too short, and honestly I kind of like the raw edge look. I don't think this fabric is gonna fray anyway. Okay, now let's do something about my corduroy pants. I started upsizing them a while ago with my mother-in-law, but they ended up in the pending pile. To make them bigger, we took inner fabric to widen the waist and basted it so we could test the fit. Now I just need to cover the remaining gap and add a line to the waistband. If I can't make it work, I'll just turn them into baby pants. We'll see. First, I need to pick a fabric that matches the pants, or at least one that doesn't stand out too much. I think this one could work. Now I'm going to sew the parts we basted and then attach the new fabric. It was a bit tricky and honestly I almost gave up a few times. Sizing up is definitely harder than sizing down. In the end, it didn't take that long, but upsizing was definitely a challenge for me. Let's see how they look. It's actually not bad at all. You can see the added fabric a little, but it kind of blends in, almost like it's a part of the design. And with a sweater on top, it doesn't even show, so I'd say this one's a success. Now let's turn a fast fashion dress into an old-style quality vest. I've downloaded a free pattern for a simple vest. I will leave the link in the description in case you want to make it too. I printed all the pattern sizes because I forgot to take my measurements first, so let's fix that. And then tape and cut the paper pattern. I will make it a size bigger because I don't want it to fit too tight. Putting the pattern pages together is always a bit tedious, but this time there weren't too many, so it didn't take me long.
Hey, I wish you could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to
To make the most of the dress fabric, I need to unstitch the skirt and sleeves. Normally this part can feel a bit dull, but today I was in the mood for something simple and calming like this. It turned into such a peaceful moment. No screens, no noise, just me and the fabric. Now let's see if the dress has enough fabric for this project. The skirt has the most fabric, but since it's short and circular, that complicates things. I want to cut the pieces straight, following the lines of the corduroy. It seems like there isn't quite enough fabric, but maybe a slightly shorter version wouldn't look too bad. We'll see. Okay, the pieces are cut and I want to check out how it looks. The front ones turned out perfectly, but for the back there wasn't enough fabric and it doesn't match the front, so I'll need to sew an extra strip of fabric to match the length of the front. There's no section of the dress long enough with vertical lines, so those will have to go horizontally. Sorry if that makes you twitch a little. Personally, I think it adds an interesting touch. Now that everything's ready, it's time to sew the vest and the lining. I was going to use a classic shiny lining fabric, but it felt too fancy for this style, so instead I picked this soft brown fabric. It was recently given to me along with 130 kilograms of fabric. If you haven't seen the video in which I do an extreme organization of all those kilograms of fabric, you have to watch it later. To understand how to make a vest lining, I followed a tutorial. I will link it down below if you're curious. It's the first time I'm doing a lining like this, so we'll see how it goes.
We got nowhere to be, just a slow dance with the summer heat. The world outside can't wait a few, 'cause right now we got nothing else to do. The sun is peeking through the cotton white blinds, your hands still tangled up in mine. Feet on the wall, your head on me, floating easy. We got nowhere to be, got nowhere. But you don't mind, you just laugh, let it fall where it lies. Coffee's cold, but we take a sip, talk about nothing, let the morning slip. Oh, it feels like that, like summer air through window. Summer sun on quiet tracks.
I just love decluttering and organizing my wardrobe every few months. I make one pile for upcycle and another one to donate. If I haven't used it in years and I don't intend to use it, it has to go and be of use for other people. By living with less, we also became more mindful consumers. We realized we actually had something we were going to buy, and we can avoid the pitfalls of mindless shopping and impulse purchases.
Feels like that. summer sun on quiet tracks. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that.
Sewing a lining like this takes so many steps, I'm honestly exhausted. And it kind of shows in the result. The front panels look terrible. That's what happens when I start inventing things. I'm going to unpick it and do it again, this time with the right sides together, like I should have done from the start. And done. It still looks a little bit bumpy, but if I redo it again, it will end up too short. I'm a little disappointed with how it's turning out, but I'll just keep going and move on to the buttonholes. Sometimes I forget it's completely normal to fail. It's frustrating in the moment, but it's not the end of the world, especially when it's your first time trying something. I hope I get better at it, because I love vests. Let's see how it looks on. I'll try to make it work by styling it. Of course, I'm pairing it with a sit-tie dress because I've been wearing it non-stop lately. It looks okay, but something feels off. The front panels are a bit weird, but I think maybe it's also because it's just too big for me. I will try it with thicker clothes. Okay, this way it definitely looks better. I think I chose the wrong size. What do you think? Total fail or kind of cute? Sometimes I make something I hate at first, and then weeks later I end up loving it and wearing it all the time. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful and inspiring. Adeu!